Kuzazampo, welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sonam Pem. Our top stories this week. His Majesty sends a special message to the people. One more tests positive for COVID-19 in the country. And amid closed border gates, government assures continued supply of essential goods. His Majesty the King sends a special message to the people of the country amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Dari maragi katulebe mise yonlu nesuchi pabgobel. The nabale guzung dugyakhabgi sansam dadube zugo lashichiri the toto pakabchigi tundele godamdebe jagobel. Ti godamgono di mil. The inrura COVID-19 se coronavirus ki nyankadi kadibi yoga the misigi lejimera hakol the jungi katulera beru the misilu goadatisu matutupe jindel the zamling nalwe the coronavirus ki tamadu di bomber tindubedul the nimchi the digi nyankadi ngachiregi sansam bolo chasu hibmel the ngachilu ka cheshudi misigi soine tangda nyensungdil the ani bendigera the toto pakapchigi tundele the gyakhabgi sansam dadibe dumigi go yuri yusichip the sachi damdibe jagobel the misi lalu pa chi gyakhab dumisu pechalab labe laluchi chonchapdibe dumisu the chage laul the chage malance labnibil the jungi katule japchu shibombi the namra beru the rangi gyakhabna the omdalu tocha mebabere jang the tuju lochi gi rinludi coronavirus le tendibe zamlingi peljule to bomber poni imbel the timache du gyakhabgi peljule the to poche bachin the tigi pemdi michi de nilu member kaaralu the pem poni zumjira thombel the debetun thombachindi the du gyakhabdi yakhab chungula khachi milobe gammi du atara ngachara gelen bansum tamsi changtotobe chichi gi jabzungdi chichi lu cha lejimi shudiberuyul the talapai the tizumgi the tamadiu na dulumbalu coronavirus leten peljulu topo digi jemdi ngachera misilu rebachin misigi japtadi ngachera jun shabgi bera matutu perazimul tatarina bai lobdu sukara godam dibil ta alu mahidip rana susugi chinalu dibda the dusudiben cholatani myol ta pamsugi beru the zida chitang the alusura berura the dusu cholamatamba beshim the kade dada to po jabi kablu chu yundu topni dinamiseme gechel ta lobda to bakapchigi dundele mindul godamdi bere jagobel the inrura rangi chinalu dibda the kade dada rangi bere gen bak pechadi the zagendi bere tanal the jungi katule lerim nampanna sube zamdol jangdongi tole internet gi tole the sashuksule the genku trikdibe beshimda kade dada pechal habnigi kokabdi zo selabdibe beshimda the kara the ladi the matutu bere bedol zamlingi coronavirus ki kechuksugi gachilabmo sawachin the nejiti migi bujebachin the nyanka chesho ra ngachiregi tinjigi phamsulu nyanka yuyse development the talapa guzungdi ngachiregi ganga gingisu kade dada the matutupe lejimbe danse tap 데 가야라 데 짜 도토베 자니디 남세미 게첼 다다치 곤레랍드 좀베 다리기 냥카디 가데베 튼르튼 마체라 갸캅디 중굴라카칠 데 미세다 중 마체 가야라기 데 겐 단더베 박 침치나기 사사 좀베 랍튜브베 동렘베와친 답마듀 가데베 유루 세 마습디 테르메튼 다 카치슈드라 코로나 바이러스디 남치기체 데 잡가 자습들루 동카기 람디벤 다리와 답 다리와 딩디 가데 다다 마치라 갸캅기 벨주기 차라 융종기 차라 가르 토체 메버베 록초틱디 가데 조조 제니디 나메 사메 카첼 다 코로나 바이러스기 냥카디 마테순세 마치치에 네초로메솔
His Majesty the King is in Phinceling to inspect the plans put in place to ensure uninterrupted supply of essential goods from India in light of the closure of the country's borders and the 21-day lockdown in India. While in Phinceling, His Majesty also inspected the Amuchu Land Development and Township Project area, the site chosen for the construction of temporary shelters for Bhutanese living in Jaigang. Upon the royal command, the Royal Bhutan Army has deployed around 1,300 soldiers and officers for the construction. Over 5,000 Bhutanese have been evacuated from Jaigang and are currently sheltered in schools. Schools nationwide are closed since 18th March until further notice to prevent COVID-19. Thousands home and abroad watched the live broadcast of His Holiness the Jekhempo's initiation of Sangye Menla or Medicine Buddha in the wake of COVID-19. As a Buddhist nation, His Holiness urged people to offer spiritual support to all those around the world affected by this pandemic.
맞아요. 루미 용조 면대에서 주로 루미 피가 면대에서 주로 달래 숨차기 짜지 아니게 사슴 장포 기토래 다 개갑기 내리디 시주 자주 내 미미 차잡 달래 토마주 토미 차잡 요바 자주 달래 딜리 시긴 중에 차잡이야 내와 톱주 아니기 때문에 탑람 짬미 차잡기 자왈람로 주주 달래 면소미 차잡기 로리 개박이 골래 대디기 면소니기 탑시디소야 대심로 요바젠 공기 면디조 달래 면디 땅디기 작주 놈이기 아니 셈댕아 저기 뒤 따부 나부 기농로 깨디기 대면함 따고 대가 저기 멜람고 탑된들고 대 가랍된들 소고 이디기 병원 가서 왔진 대마병바 자레 빼미시.
The Joint Parliamentary Committee on COVID-19 recommends the government to increase the quarantine period from the existing 2 weeks to some 3 weeks. It is being done to ensure that anybody infected is detected. As coronavirus fears continue to mount around the world, there are questions on whether 14-day quarantine is enough to confirm a person's infection.
14 days is prescribed by WHO only as a minimum. It doesn't ensure that within 14 days the virus can be detected. And we have the evidence from the tourist lady that she was detected positive only after 28 days. So we have a clear proof that it is not guaranteed that you can detect it in within 14 days.
The chairperson of the committee added that for now it would be wise for the government to extend the quarantine period.
Even if one positive case person goes to the family and goes to the public place and spreads the virus, the cost will be will be phenomenal. And the costs, the resources, the efforts that we have put in 14 days of quarantine will be null and void. So it will be much more effective and fruitful to spend to quarantine one more week and spend for one more week.
Studies show that 14 days is reasonable because more than 95% of those who develop COVID-19 symptoms will do so within 2 to 14 days of infection. But people in the country are apprehensive about the quarantine period.
खासकमचिकाले नावातानी सिउची दरखमचिकाले अंजुम कचलो पॉजिटिव थिनोमे गाले अचसी ठिचेगी कांगेलगी ना याचिन कची ना गचे अचसी नाले हने लम्माशिप चियासे दिउदा अचसी 14 days member बेशन ना याचिन 1 month तिची शाबाचिन दरु रिजल्ट दिलिजिम बे मिथिंगा से
इंटरनीना दी ता इंकिना बा सिम्पटम्स लामे आनी taksin दिसु छामिसु दोंसे ता दिउ मेंबर दिले हबची ता जुबे जाने की दिसदी ता इंटरनी मेंबर दिउ हबची शाबाचिन taksin अस लेजिम ची मेटें गासनो
네 토라톤 때 디저숨 리민 때 다우치디치 딱시 리심치 야라 사심데 딱시 리심치 베아치 이 미라가세.
The committee also recommends the government to explore the possibility of providing health and spiritual counseling services to people in quarantine centers, as some could go through mental health issues. Sunampem for BBS News. A Bhutanese studying in Europe tested positive of COVID-19 on Wednesday, taking the country's total cases to 3. The health minister said 11 flight crew members have been quarantined along with 20 other passengers since they arrived on Sunday in Paro. They are her first contacts.
The patient arrived in Bhutan on 22nd March and she was kept in quarantine center in Thimphu.
Khatsa nima khamchile ta achi chi duwa cha paniwa achi lore kho duwa re cha bebe tenga che baza som de chilu nima baza som de chilu nga che test beni ku chui se shuni ta ni nga che test di beudalu takshe di beudalu takshe hampani yu se shuni te chi di ta ni screening se hemara ani be ani beuda halam baza ge jip chi khalu ta ni na yan du sewi gi taksen chi thui ta ni du se taksen them chin dele tenga che gi ingena ba je confirmation se netek petani gi toro test chi yu se shuni ta ni dinga chara gi digital thi dre in se shuni ta ni netek be di te halam baza chutham te china te netek be du se lab tenga cha maralu male na das to wangara gi ti bo da di ta to di ani thoba di ta kaf ti chamchi chatem di chamchi imbese te ta to chun se jing di be du se shuni.
The patient had been moved to an isolation ward. Health Minister said the patient had a roommate in quarantine center and the roommate is also put to a different room. They traveled together for a couple of days before coming to Bhutan. Currently, 44 secondary contacts, all related to flight crew members, are said to be in self-quarantine. Sangishisong for BBS News.
To contain the spread of coronavirus, the National Referral Hospital now restricts visitors from visiting the inpatients. Only one attendant will be allowed with the patient in the wards.
The COVID-19 cases are increasing across the world and a new case has been detected in Bhutan. So to avoid the crowd in the hospital, the National Referral Hospital restricts visitors from visiting the patients during the visiting hours.
맹간날로 네브리릴로 때 니우릴로 디우치오스슈니 때 텔레 나치기 아타베와 젠테 트로바다 추루 때 니마 네비 티 타오미 때 핑핑차베로 텔레 모시베로 안소에 타오 추오스슈니 다티 다리레 고축디기 때 안소 타오 미추오스슈니라 가침서 진때 가이메와 니제 coronavirus te ngachi menkana masiva bayo bachin tim ngachi mi morap chilu dapcha joni gi nenka bomdu.
The hospital also urged people not to bring healthy children below 12 years to the hospital.
Lalugi nepta umda te alu su menkana khitigi umese shoni alu te manawachin te lochuni gi woju alu su menkana madapule ki umicho se shoni la dinga chigi ge khapchana me chamchina me teru ge khabjan khalo madapulera alu lochuni woju su te menkana ki umicho se shoni ta di kakdam begomi te kachimo sawachin alu chunkusu te menkana ba ki umbachin te nijibuni gi nenkana amse bomi se shoni la.
The food for the patients, according to the hospital, will only be allowed till the main door and then hand over to the attendant. Sangishisum for BBS News.
From 23rd March, except for terminally ill patients, Bhutanese returning from abroad are not allowed to stay in home quarantines. This comes against instances of non-compliance by those under such quarantine. According to Health Minister, some of them were found loitering outside their homes and even interacting with other people.
Minister Dichuangmu said, despite the Health Minister's numerous advocacies and requests, some Bhutanese under home quarantine are not following the instructions provided. Consequently, from now on, all Bhutanese, including minors, returning from abroad will be quarantined in quarantine centers. Since 16th March, although Bhutanese entering the country had to undergo a mandatory 14-day quarantine, minors and patients were allowed to stay quarantined at home after an undertaking was signed with the parents or guardians.
Alu yobachin da alu chungkura yobachin nga chigi ta alu omda alu da pam da nishara quarantine benila facility na tinalu tab madeure thyon bero nga chigi kate tata chi nga chigi hule seni gi that kakt ani beula ta ane boda dale phadi ta tab madewa ta pena be wachin nga chara nepla nep mahizup chi la india lu ta nep disu maleu be wachin te disu atsi tab mide mola ta pena cancer gi niji ta uchi yu ane be wachin ta quarantine diga de be benna se ta ani disu te ani disu lu exception yun mash, otherwise there will be no exceptions in la ta ma shochi ranga chigi te facility quarantine benibe te thachi chi se shunila.
Currently, there are 299 Bhutanese in home quarantine. The police and health workers will monitor them daily. They will ensure that during the quarantine period, individuals follow the do's and don'ts prescribed by the Health Ministry. Similarly, those quarantined at the designated quarantine facilities will have to strictly abide by the standard procedures for facility quarantine. As of today, there are 1,917 Bhutanese in 81 quarantine centers in Thimphu, Phinsiling and Poro. Any individual not complying with the rules will be liable for offence of criminal nuisance as per the Penal Code of Bhutan. The person will also be charged with breach of public order and tranquility and failure to assist lawful authority under the code. A notification from the Health Ministry also stated that the ministry will be scaling up quarantine surveillance efforts and adopting a zero-tolerance approach towards defaulters. Sengi Shizong for BBS News.
The Prime Minister said it is not compulsory for teachers and students to take up the new online learning system. He added, however, it does not mean that one should neglect the norms and plans drafted by principals and education officers in the respective schools. This comes as many teachers and students are expressing their confusion with regard to the new e-learning system.
With the recent closure of schools and colleges across the country, many people question the academic programs the government is planning to implement for the students. The government recently announced that the academic session will continue through online exchanges, BBS TV, and apps in tablets. However, many people expressed their concerns and doubts on whether the e-learning process is compulsory.
디기 가라 롭드나 조도 좀베라 추가서 디미 추유스 주니베라 롭다기 총주기 레림 가디베이나 로치기 취생기 로주 가디베이나 세메디 로치기 코로나 바이러스기 베제디 가디베베온가 아니도 라레옹 세주니베 땡아치라 미세진달로 로치 총주 점어서바 취생지 야신 마조웨딩 아기비와진 디기라디 귀가네 밉즈메 제오메스 주니베라.
He also added that the academic session is still on and that the schools are closed solely to avoid mass gatherings. This is Ringdandu for BBS News.
Despite the country's border gates remaining closed from 23rd March, the government assured a continued supply of essential goods, including fuel and liquefied petroleum gas cylinders. At the same time, people are reminded to refrain from panic buying and hoarding and hiking prices. Considering the current situation, any such act will not be tolerated and dealt according to the law.
저나루 고미기 자체 사통다 맨 마쿠 디다치가 도토춘적 나치리기 총가마 바자 톰칼루 가 토미디수 가라 초티드라 온도 세슈니비 디 따마디 마플라 미 대하니 가데베 딩디 존이기 된로에 땡아치리기 데센디수 가라 고펜디수 가라 말루 유유 세슈니비.
Explaining the process, Minister Tandi Doji said goods will be brought in through Indian trucks till the mini dry port in Phinsiling, Gyalifu and Samtrup Jonkar. Once inside the country, the Indian driver will not be allowed to step out of the truck. All the goods will then be disinfected thoroughly and loaded onto Bhutanese trucks for further transportation. The government is in constant touch with the Indian government regarding the matter.
다 고담이 슐로 세 가르기다 남이 섬에라 마 통과날에 가라 뇨 들렌랑기 침날로 집에 베미수디디 다티수 나이 배워진디 대남섬에 주와인 베시슈니라 때땡일 행가기 카툴레베로 찹라치 베이세슈니 베일라 노티피케이션 치 타이 디날로 가dim 집에 때 안에 좀베 남이 섬에 잘라 남이 섬에 뇨 좀이야 야나 좀이디수기 잘라기 공세디수 야셈베 베다바친 팀다 티디 라베니세 다 날바 파디 남이 섬에 덤탑에 딩디베 가지기 팀디수 깨라케니 세슈니베인다.
He also urged people to ask for receipts for the goods bought. This is to ensure that customers are not overcharged or any undue advantage of the current situation taken. People can also contact the Office of the Consumer Protection through its toll-free number 1214 for issues related to market prices of goods. Similarly, the Economic Affairs Minister personally visited retailers, wholesalers and met with people in Thimphu over the weekend to understand the ground situation. The minister assured the government has planned supplies to last for 3 to 6 months. This is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
With increasing COVID-19 cases around the world, washing hands is an important advice health experts give to stay safe against the virus. Washing hands with soap is one of the simplest and quickest ways a person can keep the disease at bay. Likewise, people's awareness about the power of washing hands in the country is increasing. To encourage and remind people to wash hands, some shopkeepers in the capital have been setting up temporary hand washing stations for everyone to use. One such temporary hand washing station can be seen at the vegetable market in Thimphu.
We used to wash hands only occasionally, like before and after eating. But these days, after hearing about the coronavirus, we have been extra careful to wash our hands after and before doing anything and then apply sanitizers. And we also have installed a temporary hand washing station for people to wash their hands with the soap so that everyone is safe.
I have not seen people washing hands that frequently, but after the coronavirus outbreak, the hand washing trend has drastically improved. And that's why we have initiated to set up temporary hand washing station. In the rural areas, we have heard the trend of washing hands has become more frequent. We have also learned that washing hands frequently is more effective than using sanitizers.
Similar temporary hand washing stands have also been set up in other corners of the town. As hands are the main pathways of germ transmission, hand hygiene is the most important measure to avoid transmission and prevent diseases. According to health officials, washing hands with soap and water is the most powerful weapon against germs and virus.
Hand washing is supposed to be one of the best public health interventions. It's not only just now for coronavirus, but any diseases related, communicable diseases like diarrhea, one of the common ones, then flu and ARI, and all these communicable diseases can be prevented if we have a good hand washing habit.
Despite the fact that proper hand washing is critical in preventing the spread of germs, international studies have found that 95% of the people do it the wrong way and that most don't use soap while washing hands. For effective hand washing, World Health Organization recommends following 7 steps. First, one has to wet hands with running water and apply soap. After that, lather both hands, including back of the hands, between fingers and under nails for at least 20 seconds before rinsing and drying. Recently, Vox Media, an American digital media company, demonstrated how soap kills germs and viruses. In their video, they used a lotion that mimicked the virus, which glowed under ultraviolet light. When a person just rinsed hands under regular water, nothing came off. And when a person washed hands for just 5 or 10 seconds, the hands were still covered and the virus was still there. but 20 full seconds of properly washing hands, the soap destroyed the virus. Sunampem for BBS News. That's all for this week. Thank you for joining us.